Thanks for tuning in to the KomboBreakers
God of War review. You almost said podcast because we're so good with saying podcast. This is our first gaming review, guys.
First ever.
And of course, we have to go ahead and jump it in with the God of War. Sitting in the background, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and kick it off. But we need to introduce ourselves first.
Yeah,
I know we need to introduce ourselves first. So I'm going to let you start, sir.
Okay, you got your boy, Magic. No mister. Of course, you already know I'm in the building.
And then we got your boy Jet's Cosplay, aka Jet, fresh out of a pyramid, Egyptian king. Just
oh my!
Two.
Still represent Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I have to. There's going to be Assassin's Creed review. It's coming soon. I promise.
Man, I still have to beat that game.
Serious? Anyway, we're here for God of War. We're here for God of War.
God of War.
Focus. So we're going to jump back really quick to the E3 announcement.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to just ask really quick during the E3 when they showed the God of War trailer, first instincts, what were your feelings?
My feelings were that big orchestra. Oh my, that set the tone.
Set the tone
for not even just God of War, but for E3 in general.
Yeah.
That whole trailer, that was just dope. It was the way the orchestra was, the game, just seeing the gameplay for the first time. It was just.
Electrifying is the word he's looking. Electrifying. That's how it's same feelings. Electrifying feelings. I just want to definitely give a big thank you to Cory Barlog for this amazing story. The continuation from God of War 1, 2, 3. Sparta on the PSP or PS Go. PS Vita. PS Go. Anyway, this man is doing an amazing job. I don't know if you guys seen the video of him reviewing some of the reviews that it came out, but he actually broke down in tears because it's such a great game. 5 years in the making. Like, this is the standpoint that every game pinnacle needs to reach. Take time with your games to make it this great.
Oh yeah, 5 years, man. Don't rush it out like you have Ubisoft or Activision.
Oh my God,
don't rush it out like that.
We're not even going to touch.
Let's keep them garbage games out of the podcast.
Out of this review. So, first thing we're going to touch on is, I wanted to jump quick into, before we get deep into the story mode, I wanted to just touch on the Norse mythology.
Okay.
How did you feel about when it, okay, wait a minute. Let's jump back really quick. This is a spoiler review. Spoiler. Sorry, if you guys aren't playing the game right now, I'm not sure why you watched the video, but this is a spoiler review. You should have got to this point by now. Jumping back in, Norse mythology. When I first figured it out, I was so excited because I'm like, what are they doing? Like, he's already killed all of the gods.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, what is this going to be about? And then once the first stranger showed up, it gave you like a pinnacle of like what it's about. And then once you actually start the adventure, then you're like, this is genius.
Oh yeah.
This is genius.
The way that they took him out of that Greek setting and put him in that Norse setting, him just trying to live this normal life with his son, was just beautifully done, especially from a storytelling standpoint. Now, of course, we said it was spoilers. Of course, you don't see people like Odin in there yet. You don't see also. Thor.
Well, you're farther than me in the storyline.
Yeah,
75%. Okay, you're 75 fit beat the game. So you see Thor, but you don't fight Thor.
Yeah. You see him at the end, but you don't fight.
Okay, that's a clear setup to
a second one, which I will get into that at the end because I have a big theory about this game.
Okay, so since we jumped back to the started off with Norse mythology, and we started off with the stranger fight. That stranger fight was ridiculous. My God!
Oh my God!
When I say I was both of us. We bought the game midnight release. We played this before it went viral. Before people started doing reaction videos, we were in this completely. So when it first started, I was like, when he first hit him 3 times, like, in the face, 3 times. This is walking back. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm gonna eat those, bruh. Like, you normal. You normal.
You just basic.
You basic. And then this man uppercuts him 300 meters went over the house, and I'm like, this is a real nigga. I'm like, bruh. And then at that uppercut point, my mouth dropped.
Yo,
for the remaining fight, my mouth was dropped.
Here's the thing. this is a big shout out to Santa Monica Studios. To the rest of the gaming industry, this is how you want to start your game.
Exactly.
This is how you get people involved. This is how you get people immersed in your game. That boss fight set the tone for the rest of the game.
100%.
And it sucked me in, and I'm sure it sucked Jet in, and I was dedicated to seeing the end, and I was dedicated to doing the side missions. This is how you started.
After that fight, I did not want to stop the game. Even though it was one continuous shot, praise for their one continuous shot.
Real,
after this, the only reason I stopped playing the game because I had to go to work.
Yes,
I wanted to continue playing the game all the way to the end. And you don't get that feeling a lot with a lot of new games. You're like, oh yeah, this is cool. Okay, I can take a break. Like with this, I was like, no, I want to beat this right now. I need to see the rest of this storyline because I'm so involved in it after that. Speaking of being involved in it, like the first scene when it starts off, of course, it starts off with the death of Atreus' mother. And from that moment, that moment kind of gets you into the game. Like it does for some people. It depends how sensitive you are, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, like, yeah, that kind of gets you into the game. But what probably would have got me, I mean, no matter what, I was invested in the game from just that boss fight.
Right.
But just to get that emotional attachment, to possibly see her, to see Atreus' mother, that's probably what get me in a little bit
deeper. Yeah, like you got to know this person instead of like she just died.
Exactly. You know? Just like how Joel's partner died in Last of Us.
Yep.
That was an emotional attachment. That it hit deep.
It hit deep. Her wish was to, of course, have her ashes spread it on the highest peak of the realms. During the story, we figured out the realm they were in wasn't the highest peak.
It was Jotunheim.
Selfish? A little bit. Just a little bit. Like, I'm at the top of this mountain. I already went through this little black cloud or whatever.
Exactly.
Now I'm still not finished.
I'm going through all of this work right now.
I felt some kind of way, but I understood. You know, you're emotionally invested.
It pays off because she had a plan. She had a plan. We'll get to this at the end.
Okay.
We'll get to this at the end. Of course, story wise, I mean, again, I'm gonna say it's spoilers. We found out that Atreus is actually Loki. His real name is Loki.
What? I haven't got there yet.
Yes. So
what?
Yeah. I'm
you
kind of
what? But, oh my God! Are you serious?
But the thing is that what I'm not spoiling for you is that the most important part, and you'll see it. Yes, Atreus is Loki, but you have to see what his mother had in store for him. What? You still have to see that. You still gotta see it, man.
I am in utter awe right now. He's Loki.
Like I'm telling you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So that is the big spoiler at the end.
Let's jump back to the beginning real quick.
Yes.
We're gonna hit on the I want to go ahead and touch on the battle axe and the fighting mechanics.
Oh yeah,
like
gameplay.
As soon as you jump into this, it's like I feel this. I felt this axe.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I threw that axe and called it back, I was like, Mjolnir. Even though it wasn't him, it just felt so good. And it's weird because I don't know if people connected that, but that's the reason they probably pulled the callback in there. Was a call out, was like a homage to Thor. Since they jumped into the Norse mythology. Yeah, and actually for the lore purposes, that axe is actually made by the two brothers that actually made Thor's hammer. What did they name it? I forgot. Can't remember. What? Thor's his hammer. Oh, Kratos' hammer? The Leviathan axe? Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can call it back, but I'm telling you, every hit with that axe, and of course with the blades of chaos. Oh, you jump into the spoilers. Jump back into spoilers. Good God. Jump back into spoilers. Every hit, you can feel it, and it was so satisfying. Even the takedowns, the sharp executions, that was just. You feel it, and it gets you invested in what keeps you wanting more. It was just one of those things that, along with the story, played hand in hand in pushing you through the game. Now, I was going to touch on the Blaze of Chaos because when I had the axe, I was invested in it. The more I leveled it up, learning into gear, the more I leveled it up and everything. But I was like, I don't really feel like Kratos with this axe. Exactly. Until that moment happened, and I got the Blaze of Chaos. I was like, yes, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I was looking for. I'm like, ugh, everybody about to get wrecked. Wreck shop. every day, all day. I was so excited when the blades came out.
That's what happened. I love the customizable parts of the game, just how you can customize Kratos, how you can customize the Leviathan axe, how you can customize the Blades of Chaos, and even Atreus as well too. For a game that's linear, you usually don't expect that in a linear type of game. You expect that in an RPGs, open world type of game. Yes. So for Santa Monica Studios to do this, it's a giant step to show that single player games have more depth to them than people actually say. It's not just hallways, hey, you make a left down here. It ain't like that.
A quick puzzle or two.
Yeah,
shout out to the puzzles. I love the puzzles. Oh my god.
The level designers. The thing is, I'm an aspiring level designer myself. So just the feeling of trying to get into the designer's head and really understand how they made these puzzles and how they made these environment traps in the certain parts that you get to. It's just like, how did you guys set this up? Now let me try to figure it out. So to actually delve into the designer's head and try to figure out how they designed it is very unique, and I love that aspect.
What was your most difficult puzzle, like when it was coming to the chest that you had to unlock?
The most difficult puzzle, I mean, for the chests, man, there was a lot of them.
I'll just jump in there. The one I had the most complex situation was it was after you fight the two giants. There was an ice giant and a fire giant in the same chamber. And you had to go around and look for the bosses, of course, that had the letters on them. I could not find the last one. I could not, for the life of me, find the last one. There was one in the corner. There was one where the chest was, but you had to go through the giant walkway where it's like giant spikes coming down. You had to turn around. And at the end of that other giant spike,
I know what you're using. I think that one was hard as well too.
The third one, I was looking for it. I was like, where is it? I cannot find it. I went upstairs. I don't know why. I just felt like I needed to go upstairs and look for it. It wasn't there. And it ended up being turned it on the other giant spikes. It was like at the top of a corner. It's just like up there.
Just up there.
You just have to look all the way up. And it disappears. That's the thing, because it moved with the mechanic. And it just disappeared. You had to catch it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. And I felt so satisfied after I finally found it.
I think that was my longest puzzle as well.
That was my longest. I was probably doing that for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna be honest, it was about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I would say about a good 20, 25
I could not find it. I was getting, because you know, it's like when you lose something in real life, you start looking in places you shouldn't be looking.
Exactly.
Yeah, looking in the freezer, like, where are my keys? I know they're not in here, but I need to check in the freezer. Like, it felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, the way the puzzle, and it wasn't just this puzzle that was like that. The further you got into the game, it got more difficult. The more you had to use certain tools that Kratos had, like the Blades of Chaos, to figure out a puzzle along with the Leviathan axe. That unique puzzle design is what I love to see in games. Now, that's just me personally.
Yeah, definitely. That's no. They need to keep. This needs to be the blueprint for every new game that comes out that's like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, we're not saying shoot it out every year.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right. Take your time with your game. 5 years if you need.
Yes.
Shout out.
And please announce it when it's about done. Don't do what Kingdom Hearts is doing right now.
Oh God.
Because we're still waiting for numbers.
We're not even going to touch on that. We're going to keep it moving. Jumping back to Kratos' son, Atreus. You already mentioned that he's Loki. I wanted to mention, like, in the beginning of the game, you know, when you're going on the adventure with them, you develop an emotional connection with them because he just wants to be loved by his father. And, you know, Kratos, big bars, big son. You're like, we want to go hunting. You going hunting? Like, you going hunting? I'm not hunting nothing.
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, man, this dude's cold, but it's what you expect Kratos to be as a father. And then the moment he figures out he's a god, he turns into this little asshole. And I'm like,
it's just like, I want to just whoop you right now. I'm like, close him out, man.
He said something. I'm like, Kratos, say something. You're the father. Say something. So let him get it. Because I think it was after one of the people who level up their weapons, one of the little troll guys, I forgot their names.
Oh, you mean the dwarves? You mean the dwarves?
The dwarves. There's one after, like, one of them told a story, and he just
the one that goes over.
He's like, shut up! I'm getting tired of hearing your story. I'm like, God, I don't need to hear this. I'm like, shut up!
It's just like that. That's the time you expect Kratos to, like, discipline his kids. Like at the beginning of the game, you see the growth. where Kratos he's trying to fight that anger in him that he's experienced in his past because he has a son now. And then the point where Atreus becomes this little douchebag, it's like that's the time you think that he would get like mad and actually discipline his kid, like show him some type of respect.
He mentions it later a little bit, like
yeah, but the thing is,
I'm like, come on, brother.
But the way he told him wasn't in an aggressive manner.
No, it was like a asking manner, like
yeah. But the thing is that actually changed Atreus in a little bit of a way.
No, it changed him completely once he figured out he was a guy. He could complete. This is literally.
I was about to tell you something.
I like how they did this because this is literally the portrayal, the portrayal of how people go from broke to obligated as far as with money, because their character completely switches once they feel like, oh, I'm this new person with all this money. You can't talk down to me. I like how they threw that in the game. I'm not sure if other people made that connection, but that's the connection I made as soon as it happens. Like this is from people when people go from broke to rich. They instantly flip.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you're beneath me. You're not this type of person anymore. You lose respect for other people just because you have something that means nothing.
And I 100% agree with that. And it's great to see what comes after that point where Kratos actually tells Atreus that, hey, you can't be doing it. You can't be talking to people like that, especially people that are helping you like that.
Yeah, because they kept mentioning the one guy that was good. I forgot his name. It started with a T, I think. Or
Tyr?
Yes. He kept mentioning it. They're like, oh, this is the one good guy. This is the one guy that didn't betray. But he wasn't going back to those lessons of like how he was acting. Like, and that's another mind state that people get. Like as soon as you reach to a certain standpoint, you forget what you've been taught.
Exactly. You forget the grind, the everything it took to get you there.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just like the character growth in this game is just really good, and to tie into what my theory is later, I think this game was mainly supposed to represent that in its entirety. Kratos actually growing with his son in terms of attitude, the way he's treating people now instead of you're gonna die. Okay, you're gonna die today.
That's simple. God of War 1 through 3. You're gonna die. No emotional care development. Like you're just gonna die. And this one, we got emotionally attached to Kratos this time.
Exactly.
And that's another good job for the gaming studio.
Like Santa Monica, they hit every nail. This game turned out to be one amazing project that is going to be known for this entire generation.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like when the first God of War came out, that's what they did. They redid what they did. They made a platform where other games would have to copy what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they just, not a reboot, but they rebooted what they did back then, and they made a platform where all the other games now have like
another set of single player games now follow. Yeah.
Man.
Now, like technical wise, like what did you think of the game technical wise?
I loved it. I mean, as far as the technicality and the controls.
Oh yeah, controls, environment.
It took a little time with the controls. I admit that. Like I said, with the controls. Right. Yeah, I started off with.
How many times did that when you first started?
I started off on what's the level you?
Give me a challenge.
I started off with give me. I started off with give me a challenge, and I couldn't get past the first bosses. I was like, it takes like 16 hits just to get past these little grunts, and I'm like, I can imagine an actual boss fight. So I went back to the balance mode, and that's when I started. I had to learn the combos first. You can't I just couldn't jump in there and then get stuck on the bruh.
Every type of game that's like this, I treat it almost like a fighting game. Like, you whiff, time to punish. So I mean, I chose.
I had to get used to that first.
Yeah, I mean, I
gotta get used to it in the tutorial. In the beginning, I was like, let me turn it off. Let me just get past this point. Maybe I'll turn it back on.
I mean, but...
And then once I got to... I'm just going to jump to it. Once I got to side quests.
Oh, yeah, side quests.
And the Valkyrie, or I know you're going to touch on it. I'm like, no, I'm not turning this shit back on. There's no way I'm turning this back on after fighting one of those things. Oh, my God. I just got to the one with the scythe. And I'm like... I'm like, what is this? What? Like, I can't. Like, you have to literally memorize every single pattern movement, exactly what you're supposed to do with timing in order to beat one of these things.
It's like, it reminded me of Dark Souls and Bloodborne-esque. That's what it really reminded me of, and that's why I really enjoyed it. I mean, of course I jumped on Give Me a Challenge, and I died so many times. Like, I guaranteed over 100 times just on the Valkyrie alone. But I mean, Bloodborne and Dark Souls have already trained me for this. I've died about 70 to 100 times in those games, so I can deal and I can adjust. But it's just like, I felt that passion there every time that I died. It was just like, give me more. Like,
I need to
run that back. Like, that's why I say it was like almost like a fighting game in terms. It's like, dude, I know what I'm doing wrong. Let me reset. Oh, damn, I died again. Let me reset. Let me keep going back. And it's just, it gives me that drive, like back when I was younger, to constantly go back and fight the bosses and to go back and do certain parts. And I would say that this game really did. It made me love gaming all over again.
Oh yeah,
and I've seen it all over YouTube of many people that talked about this game. It really made me fall in love back with gaming.
I completely agree, because it's a lot that's in current gaming that's lost.
Oh yeah.
And you can't figure out what exactly it is in some games, but in this game you don't feel lost at all. Like I said in the beginning, it makes you want to continue out playing.
Of course, yeah.
Whether it's the level ups, whether it's the story development, whether you just want to see how Kratos is going to treat his son, it just keeps you invested in the game. And a lot of games, new games I should say, don't keep you invested in the product.
Oh yeah. Especially a lot of single player games. Of course MOBAs and the rest of them, they keep you invested via, of course, microtransactions, all the multiplayer matches, of course how Mario had talked about beforehand. But this game, just based off the combat, its story, the lore in the game, that's what keeps the engine chugging in this game. And I mean, that's what kept me invested all throughout this game, and I'm still playing it now. Before I came here, I was playing, you best to know, I was playing God of War.
That's why he was late, guys.
Oh yeah, that's why I was late.
What did you think when you first saw the world server?
The world, oh my, that part, when he spoke, chills just went up my, I was just like, dude.
First arrived,
I was like, what?
And the boat was moving. I was like, what is this happening? And then his eye opened, and I was smaller than the eye, and I'm like, oh my god, I hate snakes. This is horrible right now for me. I had a little freak out moment because I hate snakes. But yeah, then once he like got back and you see like the little bird, I'm like, this dude is huge. Just like, I'm like, I hope he doesn't kill me.
Like from seeing it from the trailers, I didn't feel that much of an impact. But once you play it and you see it in person, it's just like, damn.
Yeah, it's like
it's like literally one of those moments that it just has you jaw drop, like, yo, like, damn. Damn.
Yeah, that was legit reactions right there. It's like when you don't see like your favorite artist, like you listen to him all the time, but when you see him in person, you're like, damn.
Exactly.
It's like one of those moments.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh gosh, I didn't even get that way just off of seeing the World Serpent. Fighting the dragon had me like that.
God, the dragon.
Fighting Baldur, the stranger in the beginning, had me like that. There's so many moments that really have me, especially the ending too. I don't want to spoil that.
You can touch on it. I'm still gonna beat the game.
You gonna plug your ears though? No. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. You need to experience it yourself. I mean, I already told you that Atreus was low key, but you need to find out the rest of those details. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Too much. I
mean, it'll be a real reaction. So,
I mean,
I'm giving you permission to talk about the rest of the 25% of the game I'm about to reach.
So,
because you have to do your theory.
So at the end of the game, of course, we've reached Jotunheim. We've reached the highest point.
Wait, tell me. So the chambers, the different realms we can go to. How many do we use by the end of the game?
I think it's about 4.
There's like 7 of them, and we only use like 4.
Like I think we use about like 4, 5.
I think.
And I have a
DLC for that.
No, because there's no DLC announced. But that is my theory later.
Okay,
that's my
we'll let you
I'll get to it. But I'll get into the ending. Now, the ending of the game was just so touching because there was the point where, of course, Kratos got the Blades of Chaos and he was ashamed. And from seeing the ending, I realized, why was he wrapping up his wrist? Of course, I knew the Blades of Chaos used to be there and he was hiding it from his son. But it's like, it's time for you to be real. And at the ending, Kratos was real. He was like, there's no point to be embarrassed. So he took off the wraps around his wrists, and he let the chain mark show. He let it know to his son, this is what I used to be. I killed my own father.
Right.
He had to be real with him at a certain point. And for character growth, that was amazing. But not only that, the part where they spread Atreus' mom's ashes. That part was just beautiful. I mean, I had my roommate in the room at the time, and we were both just like, dude, this is like a movie, son. This is a movie.
Did we forget to talk about how good this game looks? This game looks amazing.
And at that part, this game would look 10 times better. I guarantee.
Look, as I said in the podcast, there was a point in the game where I first ran into the witch. I was going to her house, and I just stared at a leaf on the ground because the leaves just looked beautiful. I stared at the leaf for a good 45 seconds, just looking at the water reflection, and I'm like, this game is amazing. You can jump back in the story. It just looks good. It's a gorgeous game.
I would say
whether let me mention this. Whether you're playing it on the PS Pro or a normal PS4, this game looks amazing.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it on the PS Pro and it dropped dead.
Like sometimes I can't even notice the difference when they're showing like the regular PlayStation 4 version and the Pro version. Sometimes I can't.
I mean, it's more and more in the particle effects. Like fire,
I guess so. Since they
a little bit more sharpened.
Yeah, probably the ambient occlusion.
Other than that, it just goes from gorgeous to super gorgeous.
Yeah,
you're gonna appreciate it whichever one you're playing it on.
So it doesn't matter whether you play it on base PS4 or PS4 Pro. But I would say the more detailed moments of the game, just even the character expressions, the way that Kratos is just like breathing, how you can see his breath. Or just the way the shadows are, how smooth it was running.
Yes.
And even like the conversations between the dwarves and Atreus, how I'm like, I said it on the podcast too.
Screen,
when I was I was leveling up my armor, and Atreus is having a full conversation with the dwarf, and they're not cheating the animation. You can tell they're actually saying the words, which are sometimes in some of the movies. In some animated movies, they don't even do that like that. Or, of course, in Assassin's Creed, they just have their mouth move, or Horizon Zero Dawn. They're just like... They're actually saying the words, and just that attention to detail is amazing. It's great. And it makes me love the game even more.
Which one makes me give a shout out to the motion cap artist?
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Judd, I think that's his name?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah.
Yes, good job. Good job.
Like,
this game wouldn't be what it is without you.
Oh yeah,
I'm just putting
round of applause. Like this game all around deserves a round of applause. Like, can we jump into theories? Because I've been holding out on this.
We could jump.
Okay, so at the end of the game, of course you can do side missions and all, and of course go to any realm that you want. Now there's about 3 or 5 realms that 3 to 5 realms that needs to still be explored. Okay. Now, I have an idea that there's a reason why they just called this game God of War, not like God of War 4. Reason why is because, of course, there's no DLC announced for the game, but I feel that they're going to be... No, they announced. They said that there was no DLC, but what I feel is that they're going to release it in certain seasons, like they do on like a TV show. Like season 1, drop in season 2, and season 3.
Because there's other portals to go through. They have to.
And all they have to do is just update the game. Hey, charge like $20 or so. This is just a new story, same graphics. Because the game already looks beautiful.
Right.
So it's like, just add to the story. Just add more gameplay, add different enemies. There's the game right there.
So what's your theory?
That's those locations, you'll get to it into the other side of the game. You'll still have the base game God of War. They'll just do an update, say, hey, we have here's like a season 2.
So you think there's going to be more Norse mythology gods?
Of course.
In those segments?
Of course, yes. Because you haven't fought Thor yet.
I Odin. That's left for 2 and 3.
Yeah,
remember, it has to be a trilogy. They have to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like God of War 2 is gonna be like a season. Like that's gonna be season 2, and gonna add it to that overall God of War.
You think that's how they're gonna do it?
Yeah,
that would be insane. Instead of like making a whole new $60 game.
Yeah,
like here's season 2, part 2 of the game. download it, and that would be crazy.
So what I feel like is going to happen is that they're going. I mean, this would be something for the gamers. I mean, we always complain about microtransactions. Right. We always complain about, hey, we paying $60 for a game and not getting a full-fledged game.
Full-fledged game.
Like this game, I can count it as this is a full-fledged game.
Already.
It's like 30 some odd hours. So to add like a second season, say it's like 20 or so hours for like $30 or so. Shoot, I wouldn't mind paying those $30.
Oh no.
I wouldn't mind, especially to continue the story.
Right.
Like that's amazing. It's way better, of course, than Call of Duty map packs $14.99. Get out of here with that.
They're going to do microtransaction DLC the way that it's supposed to be.
The way that it's supposed to be.
They give you a full game that you appreciate, and then add on to that full game.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give you a half a game and expect you to buy the other half.
Exactly.
Street Fighter. Assholes. But we're not going to touch on that. That's a different.
Yeah, but I mean that's just my theory. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do that, but for just calling the game God of War and then of course having other realms that are not available yet, that's what I feel like.
That has to happen.
It has to happen that way.
It has to happen.
Because there's no other reason why they would just call it God of War and just, hey, leave. Hey, we got other areas that you can't explore. Oh well, that's the game. Of course, I have a feeling they won't do that.
No, they're not. They're not. Not this game.
Yeah, this game is too.
This is
too
a
much
game
for the
you
gamers.
can put your 100% trust into.
Yes, this is a game. If you got $60 to shell out for this game, spend that $60. It's worth it.
It's worth it. Don't just watch it on YouTube.
Mario.
Actually play this game. There's even been people that hasn't played 1 through 3 that played this game and said it's completely outstanding. They love it.
And it's the game that got them back into gaming.
Yes.
And it's like, of course, with all these games being multiplayer, there's just the same carbon copies. And I mentioned this on the podcast. It gets tiring of playing the same type of game and same type of game
over and over and over.
We want something new, something that's refreshing, and God of War definitely does that.
Breath of fresh air.
Like, not even. I mean, there's like a handful of games, like even Horizon. Horizon had an impact, but not as strong of an impact as God of War.
I agree.
I would say playing Zelda now, of course, it has that impact, but God of War it set a whole different tone. Just everything. Everything is firing on all cylinders. It's just everything about the game. Santa Monica just put their foot in. That's
leg.
That whole
reach
body,
to the lower torso. It went into the rest of the body. Their whole body is in this game.
Like the dedication.
You can tell from the tears from the developer. Their whole body is in this game.
Yes, and it's just like this game. It's definitely either the contender and winner of this year.
Oh, hands down.
Hands down.
This is game of the year. This is the only game that's going to be game of the year prior to it actually being released.
Exactly.
Everybody knew this was going to be game of the year prior to it coming out.
Because it's already getting insane.
Which is insane. So speaking of the rating, we're not going to do a rating system. We're either going to give it a let's make up something here. We're going to give it a
yes or no.
We gotta put the combo breaker in it somewhere. We're gonna give it a
combo stamp of approval.
A combo or incomplete combo. I guess that's what we can do. You think it's a combo?
I think combo. Okay, we can give it a complete combo.
Complete combo or incomplete
combo.
Because we don't like drop combos. Those get you punished and they get you killed. So
yeah, that works perfectly.
From me, of course, and from everyone, this is a complete combo.
Oh yeah, hands down, complete combo, everything. I can keep rambling on and on about this game, but man, it's a complete combo. This game it's a game to buy. If you love gaming, this is the game to get. This is the game of the year. This is probably
if you love gaming
of the generation.
Why are you not playing this game?
That's
you need to be playing this game.
Real questions
right now because it is game of the year.
Absolutely, but. Shoot, with that being said, I mean, that completes our
review. Our first review.
First review ever. First, like, video.
Oh, yeah, really quick. We have so much more content coming. Yeah. We have a new graphic design development with the KomboBreakers coming soon. So even though you guys love all of this, we have more coming soon. So with that said, we are the KomboBreakers. Jet, Jet's cosplay, signing out. We got your man.
Magic.
And you can find us on Instagram at KomboBreakers, on Twitter at KomboBreakers with 2 Z's.
Why?
The real reason is because somebody else had it, and then we had to make a cool reason why we got 2 Z's. I'm putting it out for the people to know. But it's still because we knock them out.
Exactly.
They go to sleep. YouTube, of course, what you're watching this on, KomboBreakers, and our Facebook page, KomboBreakers. That's Combo with a K, Breakers ending with a Z. All right, and we out. We are the KomboBreakers.